Today we're going to be taking a look at a weapon that I've made multiple videos on in the past. It is indeed the Livid Dagger, and we're going to be looking at how you can get the most out of it. Before we do get into the video, if you've not already joined the Discord, please consider doing so. It's linked in the description as always. On the Discord we do have quite a few carriers for slayers and dungeons, so if you are looking for something like that, then you should jump on over there. Anyway, without further ado, let's get into the video. I hope you all do enjoy. So in the video prior to the last one that I made, we looked at different setups and ways in which you could use the Flower of Truth. Today we're going to be doing a very similar thing. It was requested quite a lot in the comments, so I'm going to go ahead and basically replicate that with the Livid Dagger. Now if you didn't watch that video, basically what we were doing was comparing One for All to the likes of Soul Eater. Now in the past I've made a video on the One for All Livid Dagger, and it is the most viewed video on my channel, which is pretty mad. I was basically just saying how good One for All makes the Livid Dagger, which I still stand by. Today we're going to be comparing the One for All Livid Dagger to the Soul Eater 5 Livid Dagger. Now granted, this Livid Dagger isn't recombobulated and it doesn't have human potato bucks. Nevertheless, we will take this into consideration when actually doing the test and account for that damage a little bit. Also, this one's withered and this one's fabled. I also sort of want to settle another debate that I always pretty much have with myself. I don't know which one's better. So for this test we're going to be using this Necron set, and we're also going to be using this Tiger Pet. Now as most of you probably know, Soul Eater is basically better and does different damage depending on basically the last mob that you killed or did damage to. So essentially, when I'm killing these zombies, it's not going to be very good, but we're going to do a test anyway. The One for All Livid Dagger, let's see what this does. I think that was actually technically was that a back hit or was that just a normal hit? I don't even know. 158k, say around 158k, somewhere around that mark, 160. I don't know, we'll call it between 150 and 160, somewhere around that margin. And then the Soul Eater Livid Dagger is doing 87k, 94k. Now, what we'll do now is go to the Crypt Ghouls. Obviously they've got a little bit more health, so in theory, the Soul Eater Livid Dagger should do better. So we know that the One for All Livid Dagger is going to do between 150 and 160k. Now, this Soul Eater Livid Dagger is going to do 123, 87 because that was a back hit, okay, 124k, which is really not too bad. It's getting there. It's almost at the damage of the One for All. And obviously we do have to consider that the Soul Eater Livid Dagger isn't recombobulated and it isn't human potatoed. We also have to consider that in reality you're not going to be killing the zombies in the graveyard and the Crypt Ghouls. The real test is dungeons, and that's what we're going to do. We're going to try it out within dungeons. Okay, so we're just going to do a damage test in dungeons now. We're in a floor 6, so that did 2.4 damage. This is the One for All. 3.2, 3 mil, 1.0. That wasn't really count. That doesn't really count. That was a tank zombie. It does differ quite a bit, as you can see, but that's probably more because of the fabled, really. So we're really doing anywhere between 2.5 and 3.5 mil. And now if we test out our Soul Eater Livid Dagger, okay, I did 7 mil damage there at one point, 3.5. Obviously it is dependent on what you're killing before basically the hit that you're testing it out on. So all in all, the Soul Eater Livid Dagger definitely does have the potential to do more damage, but not consistently. And in all honesty, I think I'd prefer to have a good consistent weapon rather than maybe a potentially amazing non-consistent weapon. Now at the end of the day, it really does just come down to preference and also basically what you are going to use the weapon for. But for me, I do prefer the One for All one, just for the consistency. And also it still does a good amount of damage too. Something that I haven't mentioned in this video yet is the prices of the two Livid Daggers. Now to be honest, this really does just depend. Like One for All sometimes can be as much as like 22 mil, and also it can be as little as about 8 mil, so it does fluctuate quite a bit. But at the moment, as you can see, this Livid Dagger is very similar to the One for All one that I've got, and as you can see, it's about 28.5 mil. And this Livid Dagger, I literally just bought it before, and I got that for 20 mil. So you can see there is quite a price difference there, but personally it is better. You also have to consider that this one isn't recombobulated and it doesn't have human potato bucks on, so a like for like is going to be very similar price. Anyway, this is going to be just about the end of the video. I'm going to go and sell the Soul Eater Livid Dagger. If you did enjoy, make sure you do leave a like, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you in the next one.